attention, please. I have your attention. I'll make this nice and long so you miss the entire third period. If not, I will stop and send you back to class. You'll all have to suffer. What I'm about to do here is a little unusual. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. My name is Paul Derin, and I am the president of the Board of Education. Before that role, I worked at the school for just under 10 years as the school resource officer. And 10 years, I have received much more than what the students and teachers have given to me in that time frame. I have earned respect from students that graduate and continue to be friends of mine. I have lifelong friends that will stay with me forever from the student body in the past, some in the present, maybe some in the future, as well as many staff members here today. So, many of you know that I went in and I talked to I can't just stand here, this is boring. I talked to many of the football players at the beginning of the season. Coach Delaney asked me to come in and talk to them and kind of get them psyched up for the season. And I went in and I talked to them about a theory that I live by, a no white flags theory. It was also my graduation speech at the end of last year, talking about no white flags and what I go through as far as health issues that I'm going through. So I wanted to give you a quick rundown, not bore you with what I'm going through, but to kind of show you each and every one of you, all right? Not you as the class of 2015 and 2016, but to each and every one of you individually, that you guys could overcome anything that comes your way, okay? It all started when I met with Dr. Ripley the other day. I always call him Scott, but Dr. Ripley the other day. And I said to him, listen, I want to come in and I want to talk to the kids. Because the kids are why I've been here since the year 2002. You guys are the driving force between everything that I've done when I worked here. I cared very much about everything that I did for you and everything that you did for me. And that was taken away from me with an illness. But I didn't give up there. I came back to be on the board. All right? So I said, I just want to come in. This is totally unplanned. I have nothing written down. I just wanted to come here and speak from the heart. But it's all the truth. So I think it should all come out eventually. Maybe not in the order that I wanted to after I watch it over again. But the point is going to be there. I met with Dr. Ripley, and I talked about how I get through this every day. And I said, if you heard some of the conversations around the Derin table, and some of you may know what goes on there. I told him a few of them, and he said to me, well, you're not going to say any of that stuff. And I said, no, I can't say any of that stuff. Not in this crowd, but I may think it. So I said just a few stories that led me to today, all right? Some of the things that have happened, thank you. Some of the things that have happened, and I thought about some staff members that I had some great times with. We had some motorcycle rides with me, my brothers, my dad, and some staff members here. We went on a motorcycle ride, and we, oh yeah, I can't tell that story. All right, that one's done. I'll go family vacation this year. All right, we went on family vacation, and we had fun. We were hitting each other with ping pong balls, seeing who could get the biggest red mark. I lost, I think. And when we all got to rest, somebody from the second floor called the third floor and said, could you bring me a glass of milk? Wait, I can't tell that story either. Never mind. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, those that know, they know very well. But the point is, we have lots of fun. So I figure I'll come here and talk about what I can, all right? This story starts back in the police academy. I cannot tell you any of those stories yet. Maybe someday when you're older we can meet. Police academy went well for me. I was one of the tops in the class. I came out, and the first day, while I was in the police car, the very first day, I drove from 43rd Street to 11th Street, and we crashed into a telephone pole, okay? 45 seconds into my first day as a cop, I crashed into a telephone pole and was on my way with an ambulance ride for some stitches. That didn't stop me. I got stitched up, got wrapped up, I went back on the road, and I was patrolling and doing traffic details just a couple hours later. That job I loved. I took the test in high school with the support of my then girlfriend, who I later married. So at this point, my life seemed to be going very well, all right? We got married, became the cop. I took the test in high school as a senior. So for those of you that have some ambitions on what you want to do, go for it, all right? Push and make sure that you achieve the goals that you want to do, because anybody can manage them if you work hard enough. I got on a police force, and I was there for many years, having a lot of fun, kind of like a movie, which resulted in, you see it a lot on the news today with what's going on with the police, all right? I got a distress call. One of my partners had been hit with a car, and the guy took off because he was getting pulled over. And when I was chasing him, I got into a car accident. Sustained such severe injuries, I had to retire. But you know what? No white flags theory came into play. It wasn't called that then. I just knew that I had to keep going. I had kids at the time, 3 of them. So I did. I kept going. I said, what could I do? You know, I'm 30 years old. You know, what do I like? I like kids. I like to be active. I like law enforcement. And 2 months later, here I was at High Point as their SRO. And I tried to get in touch with every student every day. I talked about hunting with the kids that hunt. I talked about cars with the kids that were into the cars, the trucks, the rap music, which I love rap music. I write rap music every day. That's what I'm going to do once I retire. All right? Mackenzie has some of my lyrics written down. I hope she doesn't erase them wherever she is. You got it. They're on Twitter. There. Don't steal them. I have rights to them, everyone. So that's what I did. I came here, and for the next 8 or 9 years, I worked with the kids. I worked with the teachers. We had such a bond that I loved coming to work every day. They say that if you love what you do, you're not going to work a day in your life. And that was me at High Point. I thought the police job, which is what I always wanted, was it. And then when I came to High Point, I realized that is what I wanted to do. Sure enough, which I thought was 7 years ago on the 2nd, I have been re-informed by the know-it-all of the house, Mackenzie again. She informed me that tomorrow would be 8 years to the day that I was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. And Lou Gehrig's disease is a fatal disease that takes away your ability to walk, talk, swallow, and eventually breathe, and it is fatal. 8 years ago, they gave me 2 years, 3 years tops to live. I wasn't giving up on that. I have kids, I have family, friends that love me. I had a lot of crap that I needed to do in my life before that point. Obviously, they were wrong, because I'm still standing here today, and I'm talking to you as I did at graduation. All right, so I did not let that stop me. I had the no white flags approach. Again, still didn't know what it was until a few years ago. So I fought on, and when I had to leave High Point, that was the hardest day of my life, because I was with, at the time, 1,300 kids, 200 staff members that were my friends that I could talk to every single day, that I helped fight for, and that you guys, without even knowing, may have been different faces and different names, but the students, the individual students at High Point, helped me get by day. So I came back, no white flags, I was back. I was back on the Board of Education. And I fought for all of you, and I fought for all of the teachers for what I believed to be in the best interest of everyone. And it has brought us to exactly where we are today. It has brought us to a time when, as my disease is progressing, and I feel that I need to take some time for myself and for my family, unselfishly, might I say, that I need to take this time. As I'm up here, and you see me hold the microphone and my hands are trembling, trust me, I'm not nervous because I'm standing in front of you. I see you all as my friends, and one could talk to a friend without ever being nervous, no matter what they have to say. And if what you're saying is from the heart, you never need to be nervous. But I stand here because that's part of the disease. It's progressing that quickly. So while I can, while the school is in the hands of Dr. Scott Ripley and Mr. John Talamy and the rest of the administration and the greatest teachers that I've known and the students that continue to surprise me and achieve such great things beyond belief, I figured now is the time that I can move on, all right? So as I stand here and I walk back and forth, and I do walk back and forth, and my hands do shake, and my legs get a little tired, and I can't walk as long as I used to be. I still have that approach while you sit down for 20 minutes, and you pull yourself back up, and you continue to move on. That's what I would like all of you to do. That is today's message. It doesn't have to be that severe, okay? It doesn't have to be something that comes to a terminal illness or anything drastic. It could be major. It could be a test in math that you're just not getting, all right? No white flags approach. Sit down every single day, work on it and practice, and you'll eventually get it. And if you can't do it alone, lean on a friend, lean on a teacher. They will help get you through it. I am not getting through this alone, okay? I am not. I'm getting through this, all right, with the help of my family and the help of my friends, and that includes many of you here today. Which leads me to my life and how it works. For me, it's laughter. Mostly highly inappropriate, as some of you know. But I stand here and I feel this microphone shaking. And one of the funniest things that sparked how to explain it, because it's something that you do. I do know it's there, and I know it's happening. And I worry, what are people thinking? What's going on? Why is he shaking like that? He must be nervous. Trust me, that's not the case. Nothing intimidates me, because what I've been through, and with this group that's supporting me, I know I'll always be okay. As will you, should you lean on your friends and the teachers. Mackenzie said to me one day during dinner, I was sitting there and I was eating and I dropped my fork, because that's what happens. I'm losing control of my hands. Then I lean over and my wife goes to pour me a drink and I say, only fill it halfway, the cup's too heavy. So when I go to drink it, I spill a little bit. And I did spill it anyway. Mackenzie gets up, she walks across the room, and on her way back, where are you, Kenz? Yeah, thanks for this. On the way back, she said, well, Dad, having a terminal illness is a lot like having a pimple. You should have said something before we all noticed. And the room just went into laughter, from the 10-year-old to my wife, and it just kind of broke the ice. But it helped me. It helped me understand how to approach what I'm going through in front of new people. I later went to the school board's convention where I sat with people that didn't know me. My friends knew me. They were there to help me. They were there to set things up in case I needed it, whether it be a wheelchair from walking too far, or setting up places to eat that were closer to where I was, okay? Because they're thinking about me, because they're friends. And that's what it's about, okay? But it helped me sit down at that dinner table, and when the time came that they delivered me the world's biggest cup of coffee that could not fit another drop into the cup, I thought to myself, oh, crap. And I thought about Mackenzie's line, and I leaned over to the superintendent next to me, who was from another district, and I said, you know, I have a terminal illness, and it's a lot like a pimple. So I'm just going to warn you now, before you notice it, I'm going to spill this coffee all over me. And we proceeded to laugh along with everybody else that was there as I spilled coffee all over myself at the table. But you know what? It helped me. It helped me break the ice. And it helped me go through that moment, that little bit of time. So, inspiration and the way people deal with it, it's all different. I deal with it through humor, through laughter. I am always myself. I do not pretend to be anyone other than I am. If someone comes over my house, if my daughter brings over some new friends, whether it be one of her girlfriends or a boy, is that funny? Whether it be a boy, they're getting me. Paul Derin. They're not getting anyone else. They're not getting a parent that comes in and talks about anything else, because the way I was brought up, you need to be yourself. And I say what I'm going to say, and I use the curse words that I always use, and I use the inappropriate comments that I always use that have been, instilled within the Derin household. But the good part is they don't leave the Derin household, and that's fine. That's the way I deal with it. You need to cope and find what works for you, all right? Whatever situation, no matter what it is, okay? Football was great. School hadn't started yet. Coach Delaney asked me to come in, and I came in, and I talked about no white flags, okay? And I could truly see that on every play, those boys on the field gave it 110%, regardless of the score. The score means nothing to me, whether you're on the field or in life, because to me, what I have isn't going away. It isn't getting better. It gets worse every day. That doesn't mean anything to me, all right? I still get up, and I do the best that I can, knowing that the outcome is going to be grim. But for me, I'm going to push that outcome far, far in the distance, because that's how I am. I have great friends around me helping me do that. And although some of the football games, all right, or some of the challenges in your life are against you, and you may not win that play, or you may not win in that class, but you're going to come back the next day or the next snap, and you're going to try it again. That's what no white flags is. It doesn't mean try it once. It doesn't mean come out and do your best on your homework project, or come out and do your best on one, press play on the basketball court. It means to come out and give it 110% every single time that you're in play, whether on the field, in your personal life with your family, or in sports, okay, in that classroom. So you can accomplish whatever you want, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is. And I'm living proof of that, all right? So what I brought today, again, I gave one of these to the football team. Today I'm going to give one to Mr. Van Orden. And I know that everybody in this building, all right, everyone in this building takes phys ed. So what I was going to ask is, for at least some short while, if he could hang this up in the gym, all right, somewhere near the scoreboard, so that when the basketball team, whether boys or girls basketballs, and congratulations to the girls basketball, great job this vacation, been following all of that. So every time you look at the scoreboard, no matter what the numbers read, no matter how much time is left, no white flags will be there to remind you to forget all that. Because no matter what the score is, you're going to give it 110%. If you're winning, do better, because you can always advance. If you're losing, you still give it 110%, because you are going to learn something from that loss sometime throughout that game. So if we could hang that up there, even if it's for a short while, so that everyone here could then spread the message to those that aren't sitting here today. Because this message is for all of us. It's not just about me. I was selfish in asking for all of you to come here today. But I felt it's a message that I wanted to bring to all of you. Because as I sit today as president of the board, and I did win the election, and I should be reappointed tomorrow to stay on the Board of Education, and we had plans and aspirations of me continuing to be the president of the Board of Education. I am choosing not to take that seat. Not because of no white flags for what I'm doing for the board or for all of you, because I will be a phone call away from every one of you, whether you need it or not. And for those that come to my house and stay there for days and days and make me spend lots of money on Advil, I'll be there for all of you too. All right? But no white flags in this point, okay? Because I'm not coming back does not mean that I'm quitting. In fact, it's the opposite. I need to focus on my health and my family, all right? Because that is what's most important. That no white flags, you could look at it from a very broad perspective and think that you could take on the world and do it all at once. And to be honest with you, I felt like I have done that. I've done it at times when I was spread so thin, but I was still accomplishing it to the best of my ability. Maybe giving 110% to one and 90% to the other. But for me, the most important thing at this time is for all of you to hear the message of No White Flags and to understand that my No White Flags is going to be refocused back to the family, back to my health. The days that I couldn't get up because I had to rest up, knowing that I needed to come here for a couple of meetings during that time. And then I would have the kids, all of the kids in the house, help me up and help me throughout the day and help me get things done that I couldn't complete because I don't have the energy to do it all. So I would put that aside and make them do all the extra work. Well, it was this time that I decided that I need to refocus on that, all right? And I wanted you to hear it from me that I was not giving up, all right? There was also another story I wanted to tell you, and that's with donating your time, all right? The kids of High Point have always donated their time. They volunteer all over this community, whether it be through churches, through Boy Scouts. They volunteer to come down and coach the little kids, which I would like to see more of. You know, the juniors that will be here next year. I'd love to see you work with the little kids, whether it be in basketball or football, wrestling, whatever it is. Get down there and help those little kids. They look up to you. You guys all wear the Wildcat logo, okay? And you wear it with pride, and you wear it very proudly. And they need to see that because they want to be you, okay? So you have earned it. So go down and volunteer your time. And, you know, as president of the board, obviously I get paid the most money in the entire district, right? No, I don't get paid at all for doing it. I just volunteered my time, something that I was always against in my life. But the High Point kids, even before then, when I first started here in 2002, you were all volunteering all over this town. And I think what happened is the governor's office said, look at what they're doing up there. We should make all the kids volunteer. So they took the time and they make you volunteer now. Well, it didn't matter. You guys were doing it anyway. So for me, it was an honor to volunteer my time over the last 4 years. It was better the first 10 when I got paid for being here. But it was an honor to help out on the Board of Education for the last 4. So a couple of weeks ago, I went on a trip, Tilly's kids, okay? Who was student council? Everybody here, student council, and pay it forward. Pass it along. Who is here? Raise your hand if you were involved in that trip, okay? That is a trip that I urge everyone to get involved in. That was the best trip that I've ever been on. For us to donate money, time, go down there, help kids that would not have had a Christmas, and to give them one was the best thing that I've ever seen. So I wrote a letter to many people, and I got yelled at because of it by someone. Right? A long story. Bottom line is, Mrs. Henry, thank you for that trip. That trip was amazing, and it opened my eyes, you know, to the need for volunteerism. And that's what I've done for the past few years. I volunteered my time, hoping to make this school better. And as I look around, and as I continue to talk to the young men and women of High Point, that they come up and they shake your hand and they congratulate you, and they ask me, how am I doing? Okay? I should be asking you, all right? But again, with Dr. Ripley, Mr. Talame, and the amazing staff that they have here at High Point, you guys are in great shape. The future of High Point, it will be the kids from this school that help shape the future of our community. I am 100% confident in that because I've seen the kids that have already graduated come back, some of them working here, some of them doing other great things throughout the community. And I cannot thank the staff, the teaching staff in this building enough for doing that. We are making great young men and women out of you. And that's what we need to continue to do. But until you embrace that, until you make yourself the great young men and women that you will become, we need to work together. So please, approach everything with a no white flags mentality. Take it on one period at a time. Give it 100%. And don't ever let someone tell you that you cannot do something and that it cannot happen. Because we were told many things in this building as staff members over the course of the past decade. And many of those things have not only been accomplished, I consider them to be conquered, because it is a much better place for everyone. And I'm just a small piece of that, just a small part of it. I'm just happy that I was glad to be a part of it, both from the end of the staff end, from the Board of Education end, as well as still continuing to be part of the students and the students' lives. All right? We could go back as far as my niece. She played soccer, my niece Brittany. She played soccer and she did track. And then we could go back to Brooke. She also did soccer. And she raised, under the lights, she had a Kick for a Cure for ALS for Uncle Paul, and raised a lot of money and donated it to ALS, and I am honored about that. Many a Jeans Day we've donated to ALS and cancer funds. We have my nephew Mikey. I think he may wrestle. I'm not sure. But yeah, we have Mikey on the wrestling team. That keeps me in touch. Mikey played football. My daughter Mackenzie, through all her years of cheering and all the friends that she has brought in and out, sometimes different groups at different days, one group in the morning, one in the afternoon, I got to go pick up a third at night. And you know what? I complain, but I love it. I love all of the friendships that I make through the students. We had John, my son John. He was in a couple of clubs. He was in DECA. He two-time state champion in DECA. He did that. He also played lacrosse, all right? Then we could go to my son Paul. He came in freshman year. He immediately signed up for detention, and he was the captain for 4 years in a row. 4 years. Who else was captain of something? I don't know if detention counts, but that was my man Paul, all right? Everybody has their different way. And when I'd get a call from Mr. Talamay telling me that my kid crowd surfed again across the entire set of bleachers, I thought to myself, oh man, takes right after his mother. But, so I said, all right, I'll be in to get him. And I apologized. And then when I came in, Mr. Talamay told me he did crowd surf across. And he was apologetic, and he did what he did. And Paul still tells that story today. And if we have other teachers here, I could go on and on with the Paul stories. And I'm still learning some of them today, and I can't believe it. But I'll keep them in my head like I do many other things. All right? But for all of you, I want to say thank you for what you have given me. That goes to the staff members, the lifelong friendships that I will continue to have. To all the students, thank you, because not only the ones that sit here that are my immediate family, there are those of you that I consider my actual family, all right? I am the leader of the Alpha crew. All right, I am. Where are we? All right, Levi. Logan, where are you, buddy? Where are you? Oh, he's hiding over here somewhere. Yeah, I am the leader of that, so I will continue with my bike riding. I will continue writing my rap music, so if anybody needs some lyrics or some help, please call. But to all of you, thank you for what you have given to me, because I cannot repeat enough that the No White Flags could not be possible without all of your support, friendship, and love. So thank you for taking your time out. Thank you, Mr. Talamay, for letting me have their time. And thank you, teachers, for letting me take this 40 minutes away from you. I know it's much needed. But thank you to all the students for listening. I appreciate it. Good luck. Thank you.
Okay, I'd just like to personally thank Mr. Derin for sharing his honest story. Many times in life, we come back from Christmas break, holiday break, right? A lot of things going on. But to hear the honesty of what he shared, I hope you were listening to a lot of his comments. Thank you once again for being an absolute great audience, like always. Mr. Derin said that before about us as student body. You are second to none. So thank you again for that. You have about a minute or so before you're going to go on to fourth period when the bell rings. Have a great day.